So we're gonna start taking reservations by telephone exercises. We're gonna do a vocabulary exercise first. So we're gonna start by listening to the waiter, Fred, taking a reservation by telephone. So the first thing we're gonna do is listen to Fred take a reservation, and we're also gonna listen to the narrator. She is gonna tell us what's going on. Make sure that you pay attention to all the verbs and the nouns that we went over in the vocabulary class. So make sure you pay attention to the verbs, the nouns. Remember, nouns are objects or things, so make sure you pay attention to the things. And make sure you pay attention to the verbs, the actions that Fred is doing. So listen to the narration so we can listen to what Fred is doing. And look at the pictures and look at the things, the objects that you see in the pictures. Look at what Fred is doing, and also listen to the story, because we're gonna do a vocabulary exercise. The exercises have verbs, have nouns, and they also have visuals and pictures. So pay attention to the pictures. Are you ready? Listen.
Taking reservations by telephone. Part 1. Text and dialogues. Fred, the head waiter, answered the telephone at Chez Max. He greeted the caller and identified the restaurant and himself.
Good afternoon, Chez Max, Fred speaking.
He offered to assist the caller.
May I help you?
The caller wished to make a dinner reservation. Fred got out the reservation notepad. I'd like to make a dinner reservation, please.
Certainly, madam.
He asked her for the date of the reservation and wrote down the details as she spoke.
For what date, please?
The 14th of February. He found out the time of the reservation.
And for what time, madam?
8:30. Fred asked the caller for her name. She spelt it out for him.
May I have your name, please?
Yes, it's Reed. Ms. Reed. That's R-E-I-D. Fred asked Miss Reed for the number of people in her party.
For how many, Miss Reed?
For 4. The caller had a special request. A window table. I'd like a table in non-smoking by the window. Fred checked the floor chart.
Just a minute, Miss Reed. I'll see if we have a table.
He apologized because the non-smoking section was booked out that night.
I'm very sorry, Miss Reed, but there are no tables left in non-smoking.
He offered her an alternative and asked for her agreement.
We have a window table in smoking. Would you care for that?
Miss Reed accepted the offer. Yes, all right. Fred read back to Miss Reed all the details he had written on the reservation notepad.
So that's a window table for 4 at 8:30 on the 14th of February.
He asked Miss Reed for a contact number and wrote it down on the notepad.
Could I have a contact number, please?
Yes, it's 774-5632. Before ending the conversation, Fred thanked the caller and said goodbye.
Thank you for calling. We'll see you on the 14th. Goodbye, Miss Reed.
Finally, Fred copied all the information on the notepad in the restaurant reservation record. Part 2.
Excellent, excellent. Now, for part 2, we have some expressions that we did in another video. So make sure you check out the class where we went over the expressions and the pictures. Now, let's go ahead and do the first exercise. The first exercise, you need to choose a word from the box to match each picture below. Here's the box. What words do we have? We have notepad. Notepad. Floor chart. Floor chart. Color. Date. Window table. Reservation record. Waiter. Non-smoking sign. The first example, the waiter. That's the waiter. Look at the picture. And that is the waiter. So we can go ahead and get rid of waiter. Waiter. Here's the waiter. It's the person. Next, what's this? I see a date. I see a name, a time, 4 people in the party, special request window. What is this? This is a reservation. So where do we put the reservations? We record the reservations in the reservation record. Excellent. So this is a reservation record. Okay, reservation record. And it's right here. I used to work in a restaurant and we called it the reservation book. Reservation book. Maybe you have software, reservation software, or an iPad, or a computer, or a laptop. Reservation iPad, reservation laptop, reservation computer, reservation book, reservation record. Excellent. Let's go to the next one, next picture. What is this? Monday, 7th April 2008. We call this date. This is the date. Excellent. So we can get rid of date. Next. What's this? Huh. Smoking. Good. Non-smoking. Non-smoking sign. This is a sign. This is the sign right here. You can put it in the bathroom or in your restaurant. That's one sign. What kind of sign? Well, look at the picture. It's a non-smoking sign. Excellent. So, make sure you know what's going on here. It's a sign. It's not a smoking, it's not a cigarette. This is a sign. You can put the sign on the wall like a poster. It's like a poster. A sign. What kind? What type? Non-smoking sign. Good. Non-smoking sign. Cancel. Good. Next. Oh, this is for taking notes, right? So, notepad. Notepad. This is a notepad. Notepad. Excellent. Easy. Notepad. Next, what is this right here? What is this? It says smoking, non-smoking. We have some, I think these are tables. The tables. So this is the smoking section and the non-smoking section. Where can we see the sections and the tables? The floor chart. Chart. So this is a chart. And you can see the floor, the restaurant floor. Floor chart. The production floor. Good. Excellent. So, that's the floor chart. We can cancel. We have the notepad. We have the floor chart. Now we have a color or a window table. Look at the two pictures. Window table. You see, this is a table. What kind of table? What type? It's a window table. Next to the window. In English, we say window table. And finally, to finish up, we have the caller. The person calling. So I see a couple of things here. Look, in English, the people, we use sometimes a verb with to talk about people. Teacher. Verb is teach. For the person. Teacher. Waiter. It's the person that waits on you. Waiter. Call. Is the person. Caller. Teacher. Waiter. Driver. The person that drives. The person that teaches. So these are nouns. We're looking at a vocabulary exercise with nouns. Nouns are people, objects, so you see, concepts like the date. Now let's look at some adjectives. Noun plus adjective. For example, right here. Adjective, reservation, plus book is the noun. In English, we say the adjective first and the noun second. Book is the noun, is the thing, the object. What kind of book? Reservation book. Let's look at another example. Sign is noun. What kind of sign? Non-smoking sign. Adjective. Chart. This is the chart. What kind of chart? Floor chart. The table. What type of table? Window table. So in English, we say adjective first, noun second. Okay? Excellent. Good job. So that's the vocabulary exercise with nouns, restaurant nouns, and some adjectives. In exercise 2, Fred asked the caller for the details of the reservation. What information did Fred ask for? Okay, so the details is information. We need the information, we need the details for the reservation. First one, example, date of reservation. Okay, yeah, we need the date. Here's the date, Monday, April 7th, 2008. Here's the example. Let's look at the reservation record, the reservation book. Here's the date. We got it. Next, the name. Okay, we need the name. The name, the reservation goes under the name of reservation. Another way of saying that, goes under. What name does the reservation go under or put under? This is specific technical vocabulary that we use in the restaurant when we put the name of the reservation. The name. All right, what's next? Detail, information, right? The time. So the name is read, the reservation is under read. What time? 8:30 p.m. So we need the time of the reservation. Excellent. time of reservation. Check out the video on how to tell the time. Remember the exercise we did before this one? We have a video here on how to talk about the time in English. Excellent. What's the next detail? Well, in our reservation record, we have a party of 4. 4 people in this group, in this party. So he asks, how many? How many people? How many people are coming? 4 people. So another way of saying this is called party of 4, 5. You say the number. Okay, we have the details for the reservation, the information that we ask the caller. Anything else? Special request. The caller had a special request. Special request. Okay, let's look at the call. Let's go look at the call. Okay. Okay, here we go. Ready? For what date, please? So he asked for the date. For what date, please? The caller wants the 14th of February. And for what time? He asked for the time. The caller wants 8:30. May I have your name, please? May I have your name? He asked for the name. Her name is Miss Reed. The name. May I have your name? For what time? For what date? And he asks, for how many? For how many people? For 4. Obviously, people are coming, right? So, for how many? That's it. We got it. Now, let's check our answers. The details, the information for the reservation. We got the date, the name, the time, the number for the party, how many, and the caller had a special request, but we didn't ask for special request. Is there any other details that we need for your restaurant? Any other details we need for your restaurant? How about the allergies? Or food restrictions? Any allergies? Or any diet restrictions? Food restrictions? Special diet? Any other details in your restaurant? When I worked at a restaurant, we asked if they were celebrating anything special. Celebration. Celebrating anything special, like a birthday, happy birthday? so we can make your dinner or lunch or breakfast special reservation at a restaurant, celebration, allergies or diet restrictions. In this case, she wanted a table by the window. Okay, that's it for the details, the exercise, the details and the information you need to make a reservation on the telephone in your restaurant. Now we're going to practice more vocabulary. We're going to practice verbs and some verbs that we saw during the class taking a reservation by telephone in the restaurant, and some nouns and some verbs. Says here, match. So we have to match the words. So the words are verbs and nouns. In column A, this is column A, with their meanings in column B. Oh, so these are the meanings. Okay, so let's put it right here, meanings, like the dictionary. And this is column B. So we have to match. Okay, let's see what we got. The first one says assist. Is that a verb or a noun? Assist is a verb. For verbs, we're going to put the letter V. So this is a verb. And they put letter E. Help. Oh, so to assist means to help. Excellent. Put that in your notebook. So we're finding all the meanings for the vocabulary in today's class, taking a reservation by telephone. To help or to assist is the same. To help, to assist. So that's a verb. Excellent. Number 2, reserve. Is that a verb or a noun? Reserve. That's a verb. To reserve. All right, which one is to reserve? We know to help is to assist. Right here we have it. Now, let's do to reserve. Which one is to reserve? Reserve, reserve. I want to reserve a table. Reserve, to reserve. You got it? It's letter F. To book. To book. So, the caller can say, I want to reserve a table, or I want to book a table. It's the same. We're looking at the vocabulary, the meaning. To book, to reserve. To book. All right, let's do number 3. Number 3 says a group. A group. So this is a noun. Excellent. So number 2, we said it was a verb. This is noun. Because it's a thing. One group, one thing. The article a means one, right? So that's how I know that it's a noun. You see another one. Number 4 is a noun. Number 3 is a noun. They have the letter A. It's telling us one. We only count things. We don't count the verbs. We don't count actions. Okay, so a group. How do we say group in the restaurant? In the restaurant, how do we say group? A party. Letter G. In the restaurant, we don't say group, we say party. So, a group is a party. There we go. Next, number 4, a request. What is a request? A request. A request. A request is something a person asks for. Ask is a request. Something a person asks for. Something, you see, something. So this is a noun. Something a person asks for. So this can be a verb too. To request is to ask. Make sure you put that on your list for today's vocabulary. To request, to ask. So one request is something a person asks for. Excellent. Okay, our exercise is looking beautiful. Our vocabulary exercise, it's looking beautiful. Now we have an adjective. Finally, one adjective. More vocabulary. Adjective. Fully booked. Number 5. Fully booked. Remember book, to reserve? Fully means complete booked. The reservations are complete. Get it? Understand? The reservations are complete. So, the reservations are complete. That means no more seats, no more tables, no more chairs, no more tables, No more reservations. Letter B. In English, no means zero. It's an expression of quantity. No equals zero. Zero. So, 0 tables, 0 seats, no more reservations, 0 reservations, fully booked. All the reservations are complete. We are fully reserved. This is an adjective to describe the restaurant. Number 6, apologize. Apologize, verb to apologize. It's too late to apologize. To apologize. So let's look for some verbs over here. Letter B is complete. Cancel. To apologize. Do you have the answer? To apologize. Verb. To apologize. Means to say sorry. See, another verb for the meaning. To apologize, to say sorry. I'm sorry, we don't have tables in non-smoking. We're fully booked in non-smoking. I'm sorry. I apologize. Number 7, accept. Another verb, to accept. To accept. Another verb, to accept. Which one means to accept? Accept an offer, for example. We have a table in smoking, a window table in smoking. Do you accept my offer? To say yes to an offer. Excellent. To accept means to say yes. Say yes. Letter D. You see the verb? To accept, to say. These are verbs. And number 8. To identify yourself. Another verb, identify. To identify yourself is to give your name. The last one, right? Letter A. Let's match. Oh. To give your name. To identify yourself, your name. To give, to identify. Another verb. Fantastic. A lot of verbs in this class. Okay, so make sure you have the verbs and the adjectives and the nouns that we saw in today's class. Right? We saw one adjective. So make sure you organize this in your notebook. If you want, you can search and look for these verbs, nouns, and adjectives in the dictionary. Make sure you see the dictionary to see if it's a verb, a noun, or an adjective. And the meanings that we have on this side. So let's review. To assist is to help. To reserve is to book. A group is a party. A request is something a person asks for. Fully booked means no more seats, no more tables. To apologize means to say sorry. And to accept means to say yes to an offer, for example. To identify yourself means to give your name. To identify the restaurant, give the name of the restaurant, right? To give the name of the restaurant. Fantastic. Excellent work.